Goes by the name of Dillian Whyte, 26-year-old from Brixton, sparred with David Hay, and that was the reason he turned pro. Got on well tonight, looking for a 4th straight win. Taking on familiar face Hastings Rasanni, wily old campaigner, 93rd fight, can still cause an upset. Our former world title challenger Albert Sosnowski to a draw.
Seconds out, round 1.
So, two ends of the spectrum here. Young Dillian Whyte having his 4th pro fight. Dear old Hastings, our old friend from Zimbabwe, Hastings Rasanni, closing in not on a century of fights. He's been in with absolutely everybody. Occasionally, he does get bombed out early. If you hit Hastings early and you catch him clean, like David Hay, Carl Thompson, Tony Bellew, that kind of company, then they'll go early, but usually knows enough to stick around. And should be a good little test for Dillian Whyte from South London.
Yeah, Rasanni obviously loses a lot more than he wins, but he is a good test. I mean, for the man with so much experience, they certainly showed a lack of experience there. Expecting Whyte to step away when he was caught in the ropes there.
The old story, isn't it? Rasanni does sometimes start off really slow. Can get caught out. He's looking a bit sloppy here in this early going here, Rasanni.
Yeah, he looks half asleep, as a matter of fact.
He really does. Now he's waking up with a little cuffing left hand from Whyte. But Rasanni's decided, right, enough of this. The alarm clock's gone off now, and he's with us.
Nice looking left hook that Whyte throws. That was a short, kind of thumping shot that he landed there, so it looks as though a bit of natural power maybe.
Interesting story behind Dillian Whyte. He did a bit of sparring with David Hay. Said he pretty much held his own. He had a background in mixed martial arts and kickboxing. Hadn't really done professional boxing, but said he did okay with Hay in a sparring session. And said, well, I'll give this a go. There is some natural talent there, no question. How much it can be refined and developed, we'll have to wait and see. But the man from South London does have time in his hands. 26 is a baby in heavyweight terms.
Yeah, and 16 stone 7. He's a solid looking heavyweight. You know, as you can see, he's seen the inside of his gymnasium all right. Trying the left hook again there, missing with it.
The most recent gym he's seen the inside of is in Denver, Colorado. He was sparring.
Oh, good shot. Just clipped Rasanni on the chin there with the right hand. I thought it was going to go over.
Yeah, he did have a little wobble. Yeah, he was sparring. Whyte was sparring in Denver with the UFC star Quinton Jackson. Rampage to his friends. And unloading there, and Rasanni got caught with that combination and backed up.
You know, you never can tell with heavyweights, but I like the look of this young man. Another terrific right hand, almost putting Rasanni over once again.
Looks like he's going to get through the opening session here, the veteran. But it was a torrid one for him. He started off so slowly, as he said, Jim. He was half asleep, and then, well, Dillian Whyte just woke him up.
How'd you feel?
Round 2 of this heavyweight affair. Dillian Whyte, a 26-year-old, catches him with a big left hand. Hastings Rasanni wobbled there. And every time Whyte connects cleanly with either fist, you can see the effect it has on the veteran.
Well, his corner have told him to go out and box. He comes out and does the opposite, throws bombs straight away. But I think he knows best at the moment.
A couple of right hands getting through there, and the gloves almost touch the canvas. He's having a hard time in there, the veteran.
Yeah, but Whyte was standing off there too, giving himself room to work. Some things he does naturally which are quite impressive.
Well, he certainly respects the power of Dillian Whyte. You can see him just backing up and flinching when those punches land, especially the right hand, but the left has hurt him as well.
I think a couple of these punches have knocked something out of Rasanni. He's dropping his hands, not coming back with anything. I think maybe he's still a little bit stunned. These are good punches he's taking.
This is a chance for Dillian Whyte to make quite a statement. And another left. It's just a little swinging left hand, but it certainly unsettled Rasanni again.
Yeah, just clipped him with the left hook and then followed up with a second left hook. So, really, I mean, he just seems to work things out as he goes.
And it was a right that caught him there, a cuffing right hook. And he was off balance, and he's just all over the place. And Whyte just needs to measure this up. You get the feeling one more could see Rasanni visit the canvas. Well, he's in a bit of a state here, and Alvin Finch, the referee, might be wanting to have a good look at this, and he is. Because Rasanni can't block a punch at the moment.
Well, to Rasanni's credit, he's not trying to spoil or grab hold. He's trying to back off, but it's the wrong thing to do, because he's been hurt with these punches.
You can see it in his eyes now, the attack downstairs to the body from Whyte. And Rasanni really suffering in there. A little bit of a use of the shoulder there. The referee could have been a little bit stricter with Dillian Whyte. And Whyte could have been a little tidier there, but the right hand again, it was just a cuffing right hand, but Rasanni felt it. And is he going to make the end of the second round? Taking a lot of punishment in that neutral corner again, as Whyte looks for the finish here.
He just managed to take the sting out of some of those punches, which is the reason he's still there, and the referee has left him there, because I think if he had taken either of those right hands full flush, it'd have been on the floor.
Good body shots again, good combination downstairs. Whyte's thrown a lot of combinations in this fight so far. Couple of good left jabs to end the round as well. Total dominance for the youngster.
Every time he throws, you walk him around the outside.
Well, Whyte come straight off the stool down to work, looking for the stoppage. Hurt Rasanni several times, but when he moved in for the finishing punch, he just didn't quite land it cleanly enough. And that's, I suppose, a credit to Rasanni's experience. But you could see Rasanni's face there. He knew what was coming.
And the success rate absolutely tremendous for Dillian Whyte. Look at that, 58% of his 55 punches just in that round. Rasanni just could not get out of the way. Round three, Hastings Rasanni in the camouflage shorts is a man looking for somewhere to hide right now, because Dillian Whyte, the youngster from South London, seems to have his number. A man who hasn't won in 21, but it's a deceptive record. He has a draw in that streak against Albert Sosnowski, who was boxing for a world title not so long ago. He's been in with everybody. His last win was against Leon Williams, who recently held the British Cruiserweight title. He's not a mug, but Whyte is making him look very pedestrian. Another little right-left hook getting through there.
Whyte doesn't have to wind the punches up, just lets them go, and there's natural power in them. Again, credit to Rasanni for not trying to make this easier, but he's all over the place here.
Well, once again, the referee having a little look. As it's full evasive measures now for Hastings Rasanni, who is looking every day of his 37 years.
I mean, most fighters with 92 fights on their ticket in this kind of situation would start spoiling and just trying to survive. But to his credit, Rasanni hasn't done that. But I think he thinks it's going to be his downfall.
I'm sure Chris Oko, who looks after Dillian Whyte, will have said to him, we need to get a stoppage win here, make a little bit of a statement. Good punches coming through again, but Rasanni took that one. Took like a decent right cross that landed there. And it didn't bother Rasanni one little bit.
I mean, Rasanni wouldn't want the stoppage defeat, he'll want to keep working, but the more I see these punches landing without reply, the more I'd like to see him out of there.
Got his man up against the ropes, but isn't really doing anything with him there.
Just maybe looking for a breather. Yeah, he's backing off, dropping the hands. You know, he's putting a lot of power into the punches. So just look
another
at
right hand. Wobbles Rasanni, who's on unsteady legs again. And gets out of the way of a howitzer right, which might have kept him upright. If that had landed, there's no telling what would have happened. Telegraphed that big right hand, Whyte. Didn't really pick it very well. So there's going to be a lot to work on when they assess the DVD here of Dillian Whyte. A lot of good stuff, but the report card, I think, will say could do a little bit better, and he certainly had Rasanni right where he wanted him there, and again let him off the hook. Lost his balance.
Yeah, it's just the fact that he puts so much into these punches. When they miss, he throws himself off balance. Good round, though, really good round.
And there was no count, just to make absolutely clear about that. It was just a slip.
Breathe. Last round, breathe. That's it, good. Swallow.
Well, natural power, and again, it's the right hand that's been doing the damage. He does have a very good, solid-looking left hook, but all the big damage tonight has been caused by that right hand. And again, full credit to Rasanni for taking that and still trying to get himself back into this beautiful punch, beautifully picked. And see, that's the difference. He just puts so much power into the shots. When the right hands land, they cause the damage. When they miss, a little bit embarrassing when this happens.
Seconds out, fourth and final round.
Yeah, the last round for Dillian Whyte. Easy to forget that he's just a 4-fight novice. We saw a bit of that inexperience in that last round. He's comfortably in control here against Hastings Rasanni. I'm sure he'd love the stoppage win. It looks like Rasanni's been ready to go a number of times, but as Jim says, credit to the old campaigner from Zimbabwe that he's still sticking around. And another right comes in, and Rasanni winces and feels it and backs up. Another decent left. Good jabs coming in from Dillian Whyte here.
I just wish Rasanni would make things a little bit easier on himself, but it just doesn't seem to be in his nature. He wants to earn his money, he wants to put up a show. He's doing that, but I think he's done it enough. I would just like to see him spoil a little bit. Beginning to feel a bit sorry for him.
The right hand gets through. Dillian Whyte's 4th pro fight. Didn't have much of an amateur career either, Jim. From what you're seeing of him, is this a young man that we need to be keeping an eye on?
Yep, I think so. The punches are good, the power is certainly there. He's well balanced, there's a solid look about him. And I think there's a lot to like. Good times in Britain in the heavyweight division. Yep. Another one here.
A little uppercut gets through again. I've liked the variety of work that's come from Dillian Whyte as well. There's a few things, as we say, that need a little bit of polish, but you'd expect that with a novice fighter like this. But lots of variety. He hasn't just relied on the big right hand. He's jabbed well, he's thrown the odd uppercut, he's attacked the body, he's thrown combinations. You'd like to see a finish, ideally. I'm sure he would as well, but it looks like Hastings is going to stick around.
Yeah, well, when Rasanni's hung on in there this long, I'd like to see him hear the final bell now, because no doubt he'll want to be back out again, maybe even later this month, who knows. He likes to keep busy, obviously, with 92 fights on his card.
Well, he was hurt in that first round, Rasanni. The knees dipped, the legs were wobbling. You could see in his eyes he was hurt. So you have to give him some credit, and this is why the 37-year-old is closing in on 100 fights. He can take care of himself. Having said that, he's taken a lot of punishment in this one. Slipped a couple there. Didn't slip those lefts. A lot more positives than negatives from Dillian Whyte in this fight. Yes, little critiques you could make of him, and I'm sure Chris Oko will do just that to just improve and develop him. But you've got to like what you see.
Yep, after 3 fights, I think this has been an excellent performance. Good temperament, he's kept his cool. Hasn't become frustrated, he hasn't gone crazy looking for the stoppage. He's tried for it, obviously, he's throwing enough powerful punches. Good performance.
Alvin Finch is our referee, and he makes no hesitation whatsoever in raising the left glove of Dillian Whyte. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if that is a unanimous scorecard. The scoring actually done outside the ring by Steve Gray.